Good evening. On today's IGL Podcast, we celebrate Halloween Redux and discuss our scariest games.
Some spooky wind. Actually, no, that's just the breakfast burrito I had this morning.
Hey guys, welcome back to the IGL Podcast. I'm your host, Justin.
And I'm AJ.
And we're back for another fun edition. And this month is Halloween Redux.
Hashtag
Ooh.
Halloween Redux.
So you can see all of our
Put it in all your
spooky. I
social
don't know if this
media.
guy's really spooky. This is like really cute.
I think
actually.
he's cute.
He's not that spooky.
But
I
you
love
should have given
though.
him a mouth. You're silencing
And like we got some
him.
pickled eggs down here. And we got some. No, it's really cool, and we love it. We're only at HollywoodRedux.com, so make sure you check us out.
There's eyeballs in here.
Oh, look at that! No, I wouldn't eat that.
Okay.
Anyway, the point being, we are here to celebrate Halloween Redux. Hashtag tweeted us,
Woo!
tumble us. Do you tumble us?
I don't know anybody who uses Tumblr anymore.
I don't know. I'm just
Pretty sure
trying
my
to
grandma finally
be
figured
like the
it out.
fellow kids. I'm just trying to be like the fellow kids. Anyway,
okay.
I'm terrified, and I'm
So
already
hip.
scared.
You're hip with it.
I'm super hip, you guys.
Yeah,
I'm so hip I broke it. Anyway,
You're on fleek.
The Halloween Redux this month, what we're going to be doing is celebrating all our spooky, scary things. So if you're going to be watching the K-Files, we're going to be going through some select episodes of the X-Files that are extra spooky,
Fun.
which they're all
Watch them.
spooky for me. I can't stand any of them. They're all terrifying. And the writer's room as well, going through it. But we're going to be talking about today our favorite scary games.
God, I want you to start.
Oh, I'm definitely
I think
gonna
you have
start.
more of an extensive history
so
than I do.
funny because, like,
Share with me.
What used to scare me doesn't anymore,
Okay.
and what scares me now would have never scared me as a kid, you know? So, like,
Oh.
and it wasn't a very scary game, but I think, like, the first scarier game
Yeah.
that I played that I loved was Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
No!
Okay. It
No!
sounds scary, but we're talking, like, Sega Genesis. It was also for the Super Nintendo, but Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo. It was a top-down shooter, and it was very cartoony.
Okay.
But it was scary because of, like, you're putting yourself in the situation, you know, like the levels kind of had tropes based on classic horror movies, you know, like there's a neighborhood and they're infested with zombies, or there's a tomb with mummies, or there's a mall with other zombies. They got a little lazy in the game design.
Right.
In Zombies Ate My Neighbors, he had cool, like, 3D glasses on. Like, it was supposed to be, like, kind of like a satire, even though I was, like, 7. But it was a satire of kind of, like, 50s campy horror. So it wasn't that scary.
Campy horror?
Yeah,
What? Oh. I thought you said campy horror.
That's a different game that I was not allowed to play at that age.
Yeah, I don't
I would try to
go
play
that.
those games. Like, there'd be some flash games, like, on the internet where you
Flash
can kind of, like,
games for
see,
campy
like,
horror?
some boobies and stuff. Like, I would kind of play those.
Okay.
Maxim.com, shout out.
Oh, gosh.
But,
This is the sexy Halloween Redux.
yeah, once you get into, like, PlayStation 2 and stuff, the
Yeah.
game started to get a little bit more realistic scary. Like, I mean, you had
But I hate zombies.
Yeah, so you never played Resident
So I
Evil.
don't want to play anything that's more realistic than Sega. Like, Sega zombies are probably scary enough.
Well, yeah, even though you're
Their
just, like,
low
looking top
graphics
down
and
at
all,
them,
and-
even though you're only looking at the top of their head. Like, you don't even have
Then
to
what
see,
is
like, their
that?
face.
So you're playing a game where you're just looking at the tops
Well,
of zombies' heads?
I mean, I'm pretty sure there
So
were probably, like,
confused.
zombies in Atari games, and they probably didn't look like... They were just little dots. Maybe, like, a
Oh,
green and a
I
black
know what you're
dot.
saying.
You know, like, that's Frankenstein.
I
So,
get
yeah,
it.
but it's nice that you don't have to use as much imagination
Okay.
with it. You know, like, so you have PlayStation, Resident Evil comes out. I was, like, 10 when the first Resident Evil came out, so it wasn't something that I necessarily... I don't think I, like, played to completion. Like, I wasn't playing because I was like, I got to escape. I was playing, like, because I thought it was scary, too. Like, I just don't want to be
So
near
you
this
like-
zombie.
You like to be scared.
I think at that... I still at that age liked to be scared. It was more like, ooh, adrenaline rush, run away from the zombie. But, like, after a certain part, like, I started to resent those games because they weren't as fun as, like, a regular action game where, like, I can
Got you.
be Sonic the Hedgehog and just, like, run and spin and jump.
And collect, like,
Right.
gold SpaghettiOs.
And,
'cause
like-
that's what they look like.
PlayStation 2 comes out. One of my favorite scary games for PlayStation 2 was by Rockstar Games. Was this game called Manhunt.
Oh!
I don't know if you were...
I mean, I played that as, like, the outside game when it's dark. And
Yeah. It's a little bit different.
Totally different,
Also
right.
a scary game. No, but I'm saying that's a pretty scary game. You're playing in the dark. It's like, I think Manhunt when you're outside is like a game of tag, right, kids?
Yeah,
I
but,
don't
like,
know.
I can't
I didn't
remember
have
the
a lot
rules,
of
but it's
kids in my
scary.
neighborhood growing up. I wasn't like super popular.
Sheltered.
I played like once or twice though. I
Yeah.
swear. Capture the Flag, I think. But Manhunt the game in Rockstar, you literally played as a serial killer on death row who had to go and like kill other people on closed circuit cameras to like fulfill this millionaire's like wishes because he was like promising you your freedom. And I'm like 13 playing this like super dark game. Like this is one of the games like too in the news they were like, don't let your kids play this game, from the creators of Grand Theft Auto. And I was like, that was scary to me, but like I think that kind of hit a pinnacle. Yeah. Because like that's super realistic scary. Like I was literally playing as a serial killer, like running up behind people with piano wire. So like that I think kind of like broke me to the point that like now scary games for me are like anything that provides anxiety. Like Tetris is a scary game for me now. Bomberman 64 is a terrifying game.
Sorry, Tetris is scary?
Yes, Tetris is scary for me now
Why?
because there are so many ways that I try to set myself up or I want to succeed and I can fail, and it's like life. And
it's a bunch of blocks
and you can
they fall really
exactly, but it's building and it's building and it's building. And when you start kind of like learning the tricks of Tetris, the point is to try to like set up those multiples, to set up the multiple. So if you're setting up like a whole line of 4 and you want to break down that line of 4 and then you screw it up, like that ruins my whole day. And not only does it ruin my like it's that anxiety. It's that's not the part I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of that coming. It's the fear. That's what anxiety is.
I would
like,
understand if you said that like you were scared of Pac-Man because they're like ghost chasing you and trying to
But
eat
it's not
you.
the ghosts
But you're
that
talking
I'm afraid
about
of.
putting blocks.
Yeah, I mean, if I could just
together.
I mean,
you're putting blocks together.
That's my metaphor for anxiety in general. It's like if you want to know what anxiety is, it's like everything should be okay, but the blocks are falling and you don't know how to deal with it. And like that's fear for me now.
I just thought of a really good prank. I'm gonna get like a bunch of like kids blocks, set them up in front of your door, and when you try and leave, you're just gonna open your door and you're gonna be like, ah!
No, because I'll just end up playing with the blocks all day. I'll be like playing Legos and like building stuff. I won't go to work or anything. There's other games that have been scary too. Like there are scary games, but they're more like scary because they kind of represent something. Like I've always had a really huge fear of the xenomorph from Aliens. Like always been one of the scariest monsters, period, like in anything, just design-wise, in its abilities. So like there was that game that came out recently, Alien Isolation, where basically it's just like hide from the alien simulator. And like the whole game, you have your radar screen and you're like hiding in a locker and the alien's like breathing on you and you don't want to do anything, and like it's literally everything I've been afraid of since I was like 3 years old.
So if you're hiding in a locker and the alien's breathing on you,
it shouldn't be able to see you, but it can hear you.
Okay, so what happens after it?
You usually die.
It hears you.
You usually die.
So why'd you go in the locker?
Because you thought it was a good idea to hide from the alien, but the alien's smart and it hears and it sees everything.
Okay.
Yeah, and its blood is acid. It's terrifying. They're the worst. Xenomorphs, really bad. The other game that I thought was scary, I don't even want to talk about it. It's so scary. But there was a game for the GameCube. It looks like it's coming out of my mouth, the spooky smoke. Another game that came out of the GameCube was called Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem.
Okay.
So what was scary about this game, instead of it being like, because like you're saying, like you could be scared of things in games, like you could be scared of a vampire, you could be scared of a zombie, but Eternal's Darkness would intentionally mess with you as you played the game. Like it would go to the point that like sometimes the screen would flicker or turn on and off, or sometimes it would say that your save game was totally ruined, but it really wasn't ruined.
That's a cruel joke. No, that's just mean.
Sometimes the screen would just like flip
just like
upside down
with you.
because the point of the game was that your character was falling into madness and becoming a crazy person, and it was trying to convince you that it was doing the same. Kind of like there was a Metal Gear Solid game did a similar trick where you had to like take out your memory card at a certain part of the game, but every game you've ever played says don't take out the memory card while you're doing it. So it was kind of like one of those, you have to kind of intentionally do it. That's scary to me. Like I could screw up all my game saves.
Actually, that's probably the scariest thing I've ever heard of, is having a game tell you that you need to take out your memory card. I wouldn't believe it. I would think it was a glitch. I would think I did something wrong, or
I think lots of our watchers and viewers, if you want to tweet at us, I think lots of them got stuck in that Metal Gear game when you're talking to the ninja guy. I can't even remember his name right now, but the point being,
Ninja Guy.
That's like the next level of scary to me. Zombie games don't really do it for me anymore. Like there's Resident Evil 7. You played Resident Evil 7 a little bit.
I did.
Which we're going to be talking about like in our Resident Evil
I just played the demo.
Yeah, but
I mean, there were mannequins and things.
yeah, which is like their new
Which
form of
is
scariness.
terrifying for me. I hate mannequins.
It's like more realistic scare. You're like exploring that house, right?
Yeah, you're trying to get out of it. It's like all it tells you when you wake up, you start the game and it's like escape this house, and there's a camcorder in front of you, and you're like sitting in a chair.
And well, speaking of camcorders too, you just played.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's coming on Thursday, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh no, I am very familiar with Outlast, but I hate Outlast.
If you like things with rotting, bleeding flesh,
That is
running
Outlast is
at
the
your
synergy
face, then you
of
should play this game.
that is like
You're into
the
that kind of
realistic
thing.
horror and still things that I shouldn't be scared of but am scared of, like weird scar monsters for some reason. What did you think about that?
Scar monsters?
Everything in Outlast, like what
Everything?
that somebody took the time to
Everything.
develop that experience.
Oh God, just like 2 words come to mind, and that's a big fuck no.
Yeah, all of it is just no.
I do not ever want to play that game again.
Yeah.
I don't
so
want to. No.
when Outlast 2 comes out, we're definitely gonna have some playthroughs for you guys. It's coming out, I think, this January. So make sure you can be on the watch out for that. You're terrified already. I can tell.
I'm having flashbacks to when I played yesterday. I'm like getting way too deep in that.
The new one's going to be in VR too. It's going to be even scarier. You can see some of our VR experiences too if you want to watch The Cubicle from a couple weeks back. Technically a VR horror experience. It's a lot scarier when you're in there though. I mean, that's new too. You're in the rooms, you're in there. It's going to be
That is something that you probably wouldn't be able to get me to do.
No, nightmare simulators. But we've got them for you folks. So make sure you check us out and subscribe. You can watch all of the Nightmare gameplays. It's amazing. I can't wait to scare you all this month. It's going to be great.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty easily
I'm gonna drink
scared.
as very little water as possible.
Yeah.
So if I do pee myself, it's
Just
not
the normal amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for everyone at Hollywood Redux, we want to thank you guys for checking us out. Make sure you subscribe to us below. As always, you can find us on Twitter. Our lovely hashtags down here. I'm Justin_Gentile.
I am AJ. Oh wait, no, my Twitter.
Yes.
My
You
Twitter
are AJ,
handle.
but your Twitter
I am
handle.
AJ, but my Twitter handle is LissaJ89. Just look at it.
Follow us, tweet at us. Make sure you check out our other videos too, guys. And hey, check us out for the rest of Halloween Redux. Ooh, spooky. Oh, there, videos. Ooh, bye. What?
God,
Yorick, my brother.